Welcome to another show of Football Tussle. As usual, I'm FM. I've got A Footy,
Hello, guys.
Grand Champ, and CIC again on the show.
Yeah. Right.
It's been an interesting weekend of sports. Lots of penalties in the football, COVID ravaged teams.
Fake draws.
Lots
all
of
sorts.
draws. Just very quickly, just want to say something about
Also, captains breaking the disciplinary rules. Let's not forget that.
And players diving for penalties. But yeah, let's carry on.
That's it.
Rudely interrupted while I'm still talking there.
Imagine.
Yeah, just imagine. Yes. funny you said imagine. Gary Lineker wrote, imagine Man City and Liverpool go toe-to-toe for the title, right? On the last day of the season, they meet and City are 3 up with just minutes to go, all right? The referee decides it will be more exciting to have a penalty shootout, right?
Yes.
What's more, the City players have to be barefooted. What is that? That's F1. That's what happened.
That's
what happened on Sunday. The referee is completely changing the whole rule book to suit, to make it more entertaining on the final lap. But we're not going to go too much into that.
Just a quick question. What really happened in F1? Because I know that was creating loads of mayhem on socials.
I'll be very quick. Right
there, you go.
Lewis was winning. They're both on the same points on the final race. Lewis was winning. He's been winning for 40 something odd laps or whatever, maybe more. All right, 2 laps to go. Someone crashes. And
no, it's even 5 laps. It's 5 laps.
5 laps. Someone crashes, and then they bring out the safety car because they have to clear that car off the track. So while they clear that guy off the track, right? Lewis was 15 seconds ahead, something like that.
At that time, it was 17.
17 seconds.
Okay, that's interesting.
So the safety car come on, and then that allowed everybody to bunch up and Verstappen to catch Hamilton. And then in between that, he changed tires as well. All right.
But also, he had 5 in between Hamilton and Verstappen. There was 5 cars that were laps by Hamilton.
Yeah. So they had to. Anyway, basically, that safety car allowed Verstappen to change tires and get within a couple of seconds of Hamilton. And then when the race restarted and the safety car pulled off, right? Verstappen had what's that thing?
Pressure tires.
No,
pressure tires.
And the air
and the DRS.
DRS, which allows them to go a little bit faster than normal.
But the
DRS
key thing
allowed him to go past Lewis. And then once he went past Lewis, DRS was switched off.
But no, he didn't have DRS because he just had better coverage. No, DRS wasn't available for two laps.
No, he used DRS to take Lewis.
He used the toe. I think he used the toe just behind because they said after that it wasn't.
No. They said
DRS for Grand Champ. DRS is an aid to make the car behind. If you're within 1 second. To make it go faster. It's a bit like Sega Rally if you played it back in the days. You can have the extra boost when you're playing catch-up. But the main key thing was the race director, Michael Massey, under pressure from Red Bull, who's Verstappen's team, changed the rules at the last moment, just like what FM said about what Man City being 3-1 against Liverpool, and then the referee says at the last moment,
they go play barefooted.
And go barefooted. So
honestly,
just to cut it out, he was robbed.
Hamilton
was robbed.
It felt like I was watching a football match. That game, honestly, that race was crazy. It was so intense.
Well, I don't know about that. We don't have that kind of controversy of that highest level. But
yes, we do.
We move quickly back to football there still.
Yeah. Okay, and we'll start off with the first game of the weekend. Brentford winning 2-1 against Watford at home.
Watford started well. Emmanuel Dennis is in very good form there still. I think that's 7 goals for him now. And there you are. You got the shirt on there. They started. They were in control for majority of that game, and then. As Claudio Ranieri said, they lost their way. I don't know why they got scared. And next minute, they equalized, and then they couldn't clear the ball towards the end. And then in the 90th, I think 96th minute, they concede a clumsy penalty.
A penalty, yeah.
I don't know why players slide in the area. Because you're not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed getting the ball.
I think sometimes it's desperation. It's desperation.
Why? I mean, Arsenal did that not to mention because you got Arsenal fans here, but was it Odegaard that did it in against what's it called, Man United, sliding in?
He made up for it. He made up for it.
And there's other games that we're going to talk about later on. You don't need to slide in. And Watford have hardly improved under. I mean, they've done one or two good results. Obviously, they got rid of Ollie at the wheel. They gave Rafa 5 back. But apart from that, they're in free fall themselves. We're talking about Brentford wheels coming off. We spoke about it on the last episode or the one before. They've found a new garage or whatever and put some better wheels on or second-hand ones or whatever. But Watford need to find out where they went.
Yeah.
What's happened to Salah? What's happened to Salah?
So I mean, he's lost. He looks. Did he play in that game?
I don't think he did, but he was on top form at the beginning.
He's injured.
But I would just say one thing to the fantasy fans: get Emmanuel Denison. The guy's on fire, man. He's doing numbers.
I do see him in one of your teams there still. What's it called? Maybe put him in the wrong one there, but thanks for the advice anyway. But yeah, I mean, what's it called? Brentford needed that anyway. I mean, they've been a bit up and down in the last 4 to 5 weeks. But when you look at the table, Watford definitely need to be careful because it's looking like maybe in about 3 to a month's time, maybe Watford are known for sacking the most managers. It could happen again.
Yeah. We'll move on from the Friday game and move straight into.
But that was definitely a penalty, no questions asked on that one anyway. But yeah, go on.
Once again, rudely interrupted, but some consistent.
How many strikes?
Do you know what I mean? First strike, and I'm going to remove the mic from his screen there.
I've gone to the Bamian school, but yeah, go on.
Moving to the Saturday morning game, Man City hosting Wolves at Etihad, winning 1-0.
Crazy game. I watched that game, and I just want to say, like, I was telling people that thought City were going to rout Wolves. I said, listen, you look at the last 6 games or 7 games of Wolves, they've either kept a clean sheet or they've probably conceded 1. In those 7 games, I think they've only conceded 2 goals in 1 game. So they've been solid. And then the game against City, boy, like I didn't see City scoring, and obviously Jimenez had a rush of blood where he got sent off for doing something so stupid. Even though I believed the yellow card was a bit harsh. But the first one was a bit harsh. Yeah. But then what blew my mind, like what you guys are saying about the surf one thing, I'm not too sure, was I believe maybe Moutinho, got cheated even probably worse than Lewis because the ball. I don't know. I'm just saying.
One is going to win the World Championship. Win that game or not, Aston Villa, I mean, what's it called? Wolves. They're not winning. They're not winning the Premier League.
But the thing is, Lewis has probably won loads of championships. But anyway,
doesn't matter.
Back to Moutinho. The ball hit him there. I've never seen that was. And then what was so fast about VAR with all the cameras they had in the stadium and stuff like that? There were news coming out saying the reason why it took so long was VAR couldn't find a proper angle to justify if that was a penalty. Now, if you can't justify if it was a penalty, according to the laws of VAR, you don't give it. You strike it off. You don't give it. No. So you wait on a second. So you still consulted VAR and then you brought it back to give a penalty. And even when you watch when all the past Premier League referees in the studios, in all the channels, that was nowhere penalty. They got robbed. It was ridiculous. And they were playing with 10 men. Now, that was ridiculous, man. I was upset about that.
It's sad. That's what's going on in football, with the VAR. But good thing for Sterling. He scored his 100th goal in the Premier League.
Definitely. So what's it called?
Not under those circumstances. I love Sterling, but nah, that was. I feel like smaller teams, and there's a pattern now in the Premier League for a while. Smaller teams don't get the decisions. They don't get it. Like why they not get it?
what's it called? Yeah, I agree with you. It wasn't a penalty. VAR should have had all the angles because you got the studio. You should have every angle on there.
Ridiculous. How you in this day and age you ain't got the right angle to justify such a decision?
But what they say, what they would tell you, they can't overrule because there's what's the wording? I forgot what they say. If they can't see an obvious mistake, even though there's an obvious mistake there, you can see it clearly hit there. But going back to Jimenez. I'm sorry. Yes, the first yellow card was questionable, but when you just got a yellow card there about 30 seconds or 20 seconds ago, move away.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's fine. That's fine. They give him.
He should be fined. He should be fined 1 to 2 weeks' wages because that's. I'm sorry, it's inexcusable. That's one of the most stupidest. What's it called? Getting 2 yellow cards in the space of 30 seconds. I'm sorry. There's no excuse. But Man City, as Grand Champ said, were very fortunate to get the win there. Grealish,
thank you.
Grand Champ's
I try not to mention him.
I think only 2 goals in 19 appearances, and this is supposed to be the record signing. That when you see him on the pitch there, he's not lighting up the ground there. It's poor. There's nothing there. But what's the call? We've spoken about him, but at the moment he's the biggest flop of the season, followed by Lukaku.
There's a lot of Man City players that's not performing though.
Most of them are. What's it called? I mean, Kevin De Bruyne has been injured anyway, but what's it called? We'll move on anyway.
But let's just round it up though. No, I just want to round it up though. I just want to ask everyone in the chat room, or on this call, right? I said chat room. Sorry, my bad. Do you think that was a penalty by the City game? Do you think that was a penalty? I just want to get everyone's opinion.
No, not a penalty.
That's cool. That's fine. You can move on. That's cool.
Okay, so we'll move on. That's penalty number 2 of the weekend that we've just talked about. Controversial as it's been for both of them, but that's penalty number 2.
But at the moment, no, it's 1-1. One was a definite penalty, the Brentford one. This one was not, so it's 1-1 in correct calls or not.
I'm just counting penalties over the weekend.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Is that strike 3? or CICG? Do you want to host the show because you won't let the guy host the show in peace?
No. I just thought I was wondering. Yeah, go on.
He was hearing things. Next game was Arsenal winning 3-0 against Southampton at home. Easy win, easy points. We move on. Arsenal go again. Top game. Aubameyang got dropped in that game as well.
Yeah, that was the biggest. That was the biggest. What's it called? Talking point there. Yeah, and another talking point is now that this has happened a couple of times. Should he lose the captaincy or keep it?
Definitely lose it. Definitely lose it.
But the thing is, as
you said earlier in all the episodes, Grand Champ, you said he's no captain. So I don't know.
I'm not changing.
I'm changing. So what are you saying?
I'm not changing that, and I'm still going to go and say. I'm not changing. I'm not saying. I'm saying Aubameyang still ain't no captain. But what I'm saying is, you look at the entire Arsenal squad. Who would you nominate as a Gabriel? Gabriel can even communicate properly in English. You're going to give him captaincy?
Sometimes you lead by example.
Yeah, what Grand Champ said is like what teams say when a team doesn't want to sack the manager. They say who is out there. For me, Gabriel. I mean, not Gabriel, but Aubameyang. Maybe you give it to Lacazette for the time being. You can't give it.
No way. I would say he's a bit crazy now. I'll probably say White. Give the English
White. You have to go to Ramsdale somewhere at the back line.
No, not Ramsdale. Ramsdale's too. I don't want no pressure on
Ramsdale. Arsenal, because they got so much young players there. It's very hard to find a alternative captain. But we'll see how that goes anyway. But very good performance from Arsenal anyway. They needed to get back to winning ways after dropping points in the last couple of games. Because away trips, Arsenal, they're all at sea. But normally at home,
was 3-4.
That's what I was trying to say about Arsenal. Yeah, they're very good right now. The only negative thing I would just say is like they goal scoring. There's apart from that, there's not a lot of goal scorers. I keep saying it, it's just few of them.
In that last game, they got 3 different goal scorers, didn't they?
Yeah.
Look at their strategy. We've got Aubameyang struggling, and like I said, is that what you're going to rely on for the rest of the season?
No, there's other people, Saka and Martinelli, Smith Rowe.
I would say.
Odegaard or whatever his name is 2 and 3, isn't it? In the last 3 games.
Yeah, I would say I understand what AY is saying with regards to the strikers struggling for goals. But the thing is, I don't care who scores goals this season or whatever.
As long as you win.
as long as we win, and for me, we should be beating the teams like Southampton, the teams like Everton. We shouldn't be losing to them. We should be winning those games. Anything apart from that, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, or Man United, I don't expect no victories with those teams because they're just the same old Arsenal you can get this season. Yeah. Anyway, but
that's what I'm saying. That's what you're gonna. That's where you're gonna struggle. Those teams. That's where you're gonna struggle to score goals. But anyway, let's move on.
Like I've said before, Arsenal are like a charity shop. We can go 10 games unbeaten and win those 10 games, but we come up against a team that's been in the mare, that hasn't won a game for
dead on
ages, dead on form, dead on everything, and we give them the 3 points. So, you know, Arsenal, everybody loves
especially
Arsenal.
Away from home, yeah.
Third game on Saturday, Liverpool hosting Villa, winning 1-0. My man scoring another penalty. Salah,
dive.
I mean,
dive,
what's it called?
dive.
That game was
pure diving.
It was another one where you get teams coming to Anfield and playing the low block, but that's what expected anyway. Teams like Aston Villa, even though it was a return of Steven Gerrard, our Captain Marvel there still, but at the end of the day, Liverpool created a couple of chances. I mean, and at the end of the day, we got the job done. For me, it was a penalty there because he got in front of Mings. And he got his leg across. He got his left foot across Mings, and it was taken. It wasn't pulled back.
That's a question. No. For me, that was no penalty. And wait, before you jump the gun, there's no way someone touches you that slight, like minimal contact, for you to go tumbling on the floor with your back and then your neck. The guy almost broke his neck trying to dive. What was that nonsense? What was that?
You have to remember, Salah was going at a good bit of pace to go to the touchline. What it was, let's be truthful.
That was no penalty. That was no penalty. Was that penalty?
Yes or no? Was it clumsy? Yes or no?
For me,
not really. It's not really clumsy. It's not one of those bad tackling. You know, it was soft. That's what I would say. You know,
for me, that's fine. What you gonna say, FM?
For me, it was a penalty. The very first challenge that Mings did, he clattered his leg. Salah stayed up, but then thought, I can go down there, and then went down. So Salah delayed his going down, but he actually did get clattered. And Mings,
I don't.
Before. How many times before we quickly move on to the next game? How many times do players stay up and after getting clattered? Maybe they do the shot or whatever, but does the referee go back and say it's a penalty? How many times? The percentage chance of that is less than 5.
Let me ask you a question.
If I get a touch,
let me ask you a question. So why is Salah notoriously known for diving?
Because he's a diver.
No, don't answer it. Because this guy will never going to answer it.
I'm afraid. What's it called? Not because I'm the Liverpool shirt on and all that.
Why? So what?
At the end of the day, because
answer that question. Answer that question.
When you're honest, you don't get the penalty. When you get touched, let me finish. When you get touched, it's now up to the referee or VAR to decide if that's simulation, a yellow card, or dive, or it's a foul.
I'm asking you for your opinion. I'm not asking their opinion. I'm asking you.
It's not a diver.
Get off here. Move on. FM, please. Move on, please. Move on, please.
Diving is associated with attackers, and it's there for us to see. You know, sometimes they don't dive.
So you're saying, PD, you're like, what's it called? At least FM said this was a penalty. At least, it's Grand Champ that said it's a dive.
He said it's a dive.
Before we move on quickly, are you saying it was a dive or not?
Oh, me.
Be strong. Be strong.
All right.
Thank you.
Fine.
Split camp.
Right. Let's move on to the next one.
It's part of the game, like I said. You know,
it's down to the referee to what's it called, officiate or VAR.
To conclude that, if I was a manager, and in this day and age, back in the days, that would never be given as a penalty. Never.
Yeah.
But in this day and age, it's a penalty all day long. And if I was a manager, I will be telling my players, if you get clattered like that, go down, my friend. Go down. But it seems like what's it called? It seems like if Grand Champ's a manager, he'll be saying what's it called?
No, you don't know about man. Listen, don't let me put you on blast. We played Football Manager together for a few years and I've done you every time. Don't blow yourself on camera. Don't blow yourself on a simulation. On a simulation game of being managers, I've done you, so I'll keep quiet and then I'll let everyone carry on with the show. I'll let everyone carry on with the show.
On the old
I'll let everyone carry on with the show.
Remember, AC
You only won one league title. How many did I win?
Anyway, don't worry about that. You won it once. I won it
twice. I won it twice. Stop that nonsense.
Time out.
Stop that nonsense.
That the third person can't. What's it called? Our third
Nonsense.
person can't agree. Don't tell me that.
Time out. Okay, so we move on to the next show. Norwich
Salah.
hosting.
Take him out of your fantasy team. Oh, yeah, go on.
You have to stop that. You keep saying, yeah, go on after you've interrupted, but, Norwich lost 1-0 again, this time to Man United.
Expected. United is back on form.
Another penalty. Ronaldo, number 4 of the weekend.
That one was That one was you could say it was clear. It was stupid. It was stupid from the defender. But for me, it was a penalty. There was no need for him to do it. And then going quickly to what A40 said, that Man United are in form. What form? Man United were poor in that game once again. Let's not talk about form.
I'm talking about results. Sir.
But you're saying form. Man United are not playing well. They're getting the results, which is good for them or whatever. But form-wise, they're not lighting up the houses.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. If Man United made a decent team, they're getting bad. Facts.
That's it.
Facts.
If you saw the chances that Norwich had.
Listen, Norwich were playing like a prime flipping Arsenal team or Barcelona team. They were having crazy chances. Let me just tell you, Sancho has been a flop. I don't know people coming on to me about Pepe. At least Pepe is not playing. Sancho plays week in, week out. Is a flop. Rashford is a headless chicken. Flipping McTominay is just there. I don't want to see Luke Shaw there on the left back anymore because people talk to him. I know he's been dropped. AWB, good thing that he's injured because he's crap. The whole United thing, I don't know how they're winning 1-0, but let me tell you, even that penalty, yes, the defender was a bit stupid, but United were lucky today that the Champions League draw wasn't against PSG and they changed it. They were lucky.
Ask PD who was the star man in that game.
It has to be Ronaldo, obviously.
No. The star man in that game was the goalkeeper. It was De Gea. He was the star man
that
kept him in the game. How can it be Ronaldo?
I thought it was Ronaldo. I'm sorry.
No. Anyway, you watched a different game. Go on, FM.
I'm just going to say quickly. This new manager, sorry, FM. This new manager, man, this Grandad F, rap.
Grandad F.
He's very strict. I'm hearing recently. He's saying if any player wants to leave the club, they're welcome to come into his office and talk to him, and they'll sort things out. So he's very disciplined now.
He's done nothing, my friend. He's done nothing.
Okay. Final game was Saturday. Chelsea beating Leeds 3-2. Another 3 penalties, taking us to 7 so far.
Wow.
I mean, in that game, we've been saying it for the last couple of weeks or whatever. Chelsea have been riding their luck, and then this is another game. I think is that 3 or 4 games in a row now in all competitions where Chelsea are riding their luck. I don't know what's happened to the art of defending. A40, I'm sure will come in later on and say it's because the other 3 of us have said that Chelsea are too defensive. They've now started to go attacking, which I'm sorry, they've not tried. That excuse is poor. It's just that they've lost it at the moment. But for me, the penalties. For me, the first penalty for Leeds was correct. The first penalty for Chelsea was correct, and then the last penalty for me is a foul. You kicked his foot. You didn't get the ball. It's in the area. It's a foul.
Rudiger drops like a log, though.
I'm sorry.
Once again, the same score as Salah, as Grand Champ would say.
It is a penalty. He kicked him, but he had no right to go for a challenge there. Why? He's got his back to the goal. He's not going to do some sort of Cruyff turn and smack him.
He's Rudiger.
He's Rudiger. Crazy challenge.
I know. FM, I'm with you on that one. When I saw that penalty, even though I still felt like Rudiger went down too easy, but a penalty, I just said to myself, don't players do their homework? If I'm a player. if I'm a player and I see Rudiger in the box with his back turned against goal towards the corner flag, I just need to shield him because I know his ability. If it's someone else's, like a Ronaldo or whatever, like I don't know, even a Mason Mount, I might be okay, or he might do something, something different. But it was Rudiger, and for Rudiger to get two penalties in a game is absurd.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
All that hard work, because that hurts. Like when you play, we've all played football there. You've done hard work against a better team to get back to 2-2, and then you lose it in such a silly way.
It's silly. It hurts. And wait, everyone. I know you want to move, but just 30 more seconds. Quickly, what is going on with Romelu Lukaku? Because the guy's been back for a few games, and it seems like Thomas Tuchel is either lost faith with him or he's easing him back, like the way they're doing KDB and Man City. Like, what's happening? I don't know, guys.
I want to start off with this one. Tuchel should be very careful because you don't buy a player for 90 million. He hasn't lit up the league, but you bought him for 90 million. He got injured, and he's missed how many games? 4 games.
More than that.
Then you bring him on in the 83rd minute or so.
He's been doing that for a few times now. 83rd, 85. What's going on?
To try and get your goal to win the game. Absolutely rude. Rude. And it should be very careful. Chelsea don't hold back in getting rid of managers.
I know. Chelsea, they're savages. Can I just say something
about Tuchel? That's what he did with Ziyech. I heard him in an interview. That's his way of him getting them slowly back into the team.
It's nonsense.
There's no time, but that's what he did with Ziyech. Exactly the same thing.
Ziyech is injury prone. Lukaku is not. He's not injury prone. He's had a bad injury, but doesn't make him injury prone.
He was supposed to be the final piece of the jigsaw puzzle, wasn't he?
Yeah,
yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Chelsea are living on life support at the moment. They're just barely.
I won't go that far.
When I talk about life support, obviously they're right up there. But I'm saying they've been very lucky in results there to just get the 3 points in certain games. Some of the games they've not deserved it, but sometimes you ride your luck.
If they don't get Lukaku and Kante into that team, they're gonna blow themselves. That's what I'm gonna say.
They are. They're missing both of those two for sure. Even though
I missed that your connection was struggling there. Seriously.
No, he said that that if he doesn't get Kante and Lukaku into the team, then Chelsea are gonna struggle more.
Okay. We'll move on to the Sunday games. Spurs blown themselves. COVID ravaged against Brighton. The game was called off there. So we move straight on to Burnley, West Ham, 0-0.
Skip that. Dead boring game. Skip.
We move on from that also.
But I will say this though. Wait, I know people want to move on, but just give me 1 minute. For the people that picked Benrahma, how many games? When last did he perform in your team of your best team of the season so far?
It's true. Exposed.
All you people picking Benrahma.
Was it left wing or was it left?
Center mid, left wing. The guy's bent out. He's bent out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a bit like commentators curse. Once you,
there you go.
Once you praise them, they start doing madness.
But yeah, Burnley Burnley are toothless, but once again, Burnley would just be happy to get the points. West Ham was slightly the better team, but they need, when we're talking about, for example, Lukaku trying to get into the Chelsea team, Antonio, I think, is now gone 7 or 8 games without scoring.
Goals. Yeah, he's dry.
They're missing that still. He needs to step up.
He's dry, yeah.
Okay, this is a very good opportunity for West Ham to try and get into the top 4.
Cool. Guys, they're missing Ogbonna, that centre back.
Yeah, but this game was 0-0, so you can't use that excuse here, Gav.
They miss goals. We're carrying FM.
Okay, next game is Leicester at hosting Newcastle, winning 4-0. How many penalties? Number 8 for the weekend.
Yeah, 8. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the only good thing, Leicester, they were due to beat someone big, kind of one of these lower teams. But for once, Leicester, they didn't concede the goal, but maybe it's because of who they were playing against anyway. But for me, I mean, Maddison in the last few weeks, he's been a shining light for Leicester there, slowly being brought back into the team because Rodgers has been doing all sorts of rotation, and now finally, it looks like he's got the right mix there now.
Can I just say something as well?
He didn't put Daka up front. Vardy's been dropped in the last Premiership 2 games.
From like what you were saying, commentators curse, but this time it's a blessing for Leicester. I said about Maddison a few weeks ago. The guy's been absolutely crap. What does he do? The guy finds form, banging in the right left setup. It's crazy. It's crazy. Maybe.
Yeah. Newcastle. I've been saying it in how many episodes? I've said it how many times, and I say it once again. These people that bought Newcastle, they didn't do their homework. Wait till the end of the season before you buy them. How are you going to buy a team that's going to be playing in the Championship the next season?
They
should have bought Arsenal as well.
They are banging.
Don't worry, guys. They've got Muller. They will fix it.
I'm sorry. Who's coming in next month? That's going to save this sinking ship.
Muller.
Oh, is that Thomas Muller?
I'm talking about cash. They got cash, and cash is going to fix that too.
Okay.
Their next game is against Liverpool, so they're looking at a free hit there. If they get anything from there, they're lucky. But for me, Newcastle,
you're going to lose, Governor. You're going to lose, Governor.
Don't play yourself, Liverpool.
Okay. Next game is Palace winning against Everton 3-1. Conor Gallagher getting a brace there, but we're not going to go too much into that game. We're not going to go too much into that game. We're just going to say the results and move on.
That's fine.
Really want to talk about what happened today, the farce that is the Champions League draw. Can anyone enlighten me on what happened there?
Well, I thought what's it called? I thought it was directed by Michael Massey from F1 there. It was a cock up of the highest levels. How can you draw Man City? How can you draw Man United? What's it called, to be away to Villarreal? How did that happen? After that, then it was a domino effect. They said Liverpool's M1 was wrong, and then this was wrong, and then it was just a mess. Then they had to quickly move Man United away and put Man City. They thought they got away with it, but I think the heat was too strong. Apparently,
the European Football's governing body blamed the software of an external service provider. So it's not their fault. It was the computer's fault. Computer said no.
So what? The old blood glitch, is it?
Yeah, some glitch. Apparently, some glitch happened there that they didn't make. Someone supplied them with the software.
But now,
Champions League glitch happening on the show itself. But
But then, what's it called? The revamp, the new what's it called? The new draw. What's it? Real Madrid are fuming. Liverpool fans are a bit, what's it called? Liverpool fans are a bit looking there because we got a tough. When I saw Salzburg, I was like, woohoo, yeah, baby. now we got Edin Dzeko and what's it called and all that kind of thing. But I still expect us to do it. But Real Madrid are the ones that are screwing the most.
Yeah, they're screwing the most.
From Benfica to now PSG.
I know.
I think Chelsea got the easiest team, I think. Not easiest team, but you know what I'm saying.
Chelsea's one was unchanged.
They got the same team twice, but I would just say with that whole Champions League draw, I feel someone had an hidden agenda trying to get some receipt getting money.
Messi.
Ronaldo, Messi, and again, I was surprised that what are the odds of those guys? And next minute they were facing each other. And
the thing is,
but then everybody involved in that process, they need to get looked into, man.
Why don't they use the lottery and the way they do the lottery balls there? You know, like do a bit like that. Why is it still the hands going in and all that kind of rubbish?
I know.
Old school now. Even the FA Cup draw and all these Carabao Cup rubbish, the hands are going in the air. You pick the home teams, you pick the away teams. That's so black and white old TV.
They're trying to give ex-players a job, man. They're trying to get ex-players.
Shavin, what was he doing there? 04.
Be 04 because they did it against Liverpool. Remember that? The clause to Liverpool's back there. Carragher is still looking as well.
So is it still one? Is it 2 legs or 1 leg then?
No, it's 2 legs, but there's no away goal rule. So if the game, for example, if it's 2-2 and it normally would have been a away goal rule, what will happen now? It'll go to extra time. If it's not decided in extra time, it's a penalty shootout.
That's ridiculous anyway. I like the old format that way.
Yeah, the away goal rule made it more fun.
Yeah, relax. You don't know what this new format will bring.
I tell you what this new format will bring. What it will bring is the home team will defend, right? Because they don't want to concede, and then they'll go away and try and nick a goal there. But it's just going to be defense.
But no. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. At home, if you defend at home and go away and you're drawing 1-1 away from home, you still have to go extra time because it doesn't make a difference. I feel like this whole thing favors the big teams. Teams like Real Madrid or the Liverpools or the Man Cities could say maybe have a bad game at home and lose 2-1 at home, and know if they go over there and beat the team, say 3-2 or 4-2 or whatever. I mean, or no. Say for example they lose say 3.
Calculations.
Yeah, the calculations. They could go away from home and score 2 goals and know, hey, they've got a way to win the game over there. Like for me, away goals made it spicier. It made teams come out. It makes teams come out.
I think the reason they changed it, I think, is because they were, like the Super League, even though it got crushed, they wanted to try and like what we're trying to do on our football tussle, try and freshen up the things there, freshen up the formats.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay. So the Champions League draw, the redraw, is PSG, Real Madrid, Sporting Man City, Salzburg, Bayern, Inter, Liverpool, Chelsea, Lille, Villarreal, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Man United. Man United are unhappy with that second draw.
For me, what's it called? Atletico Madrid, they got more of a chance against. I mean, PSG defensively a bit shaky, but
Benfica, Ajax.
Sorry.
I forgot. Benfica,
but for me, Atletico Madrid, they're nothing great now. What's it called? They're too stiff up front.
They're stiff and old, man. Suarez, Griezmann finished, man.
But United getting game time. So for me, I think Man United would just edge that one. Even though I don't like to say it, but I think they edge it.
I think so myself.
We're going for the English team, lads. Come on, lads.
It's going to be such a boring game. Oh my god.
Oh, trust me, man.
Defense.
But
Ronaldo's got a little bit with Simeone anyway. So,
but you know what you're gonna get with what's it called with them as well. If Atletico get one player sent off, it's gonna be chaos. Look at the last game against, was it Porto? Was that 3 red cards or 2 red cards? They were out of control in that game. But that's because Atletico are managed by a real thug. So I'm sorry. I want to shut that down by a real thug and the way they play. Listen, thug, my friend. Football's always been a thug.
Football's got different styles, just like the way you got attacking teams. You got teams that love to defend and fight, aggression, passion, whatever it is you want to call it. That's their style. To be fair, I like Atletico. But when I see them play, as boring as people want to say, I enjoy that part of the game where they rattle teams. They look, because the same thing they did to Liverpool last time when they knocked Liverpool out, Llorente scoring 2 goals. Remember that, right?
That was only because we had our third choice goalkeeper there.
It don't matter. It don't matter. They rattle teams.
Anyway. They rattle teams back this season by doing the double over them. Thank you very much.
You're doing the double in the group stage. That don't matter.
Yeah. For me,
it don't matter. What are you talking about?
For me, if we meet them again, we're gonna beat them.
You never know. They're big boys.
I know we're gonna beat them because up front they got nothing.
Okay, we'll see.
Don't forget.
Is this a sour because there's no Arsenal there for 5-6 years? Is it?
Next time I will keep talking. 4th time rudely interrupted by Mr. Liverpool fan. Just can't.
It's not the 4th time. It's about the 6th time. Jeez.
No, it's not that far.
There are midweek games this week. Football is ramping up. I just
I love it. I love it.
Me too. I love the Christmas football, and I just
love
hope this COVID
trust me
doesn't mess it all up, because Man United are complaining about being COVID
outbreak. I know. Silly.
Brentford game might be called off there. Spurs might not come back. I'm hearing outbreaks all over the place.
United game as well, isn't it?
Sometimes maybe you might have, I mean, I don't know, all this, what's it called, one team quickly going to the Premier League to say that, can we call the game off? Hasn't the second team, the team that they're playing, they don't have no say in it. It's just that once they go there and the Premierships and the Premier League says, all right, Man United or Spurs, we agree with you. Brighton and what's it called, and all these other teams like Brentford, they should have a say in it and say, I'm sorry. Let them get the kids out.
For me, if it's not the manager or the assistant manager, then they should play. You know, field your under 18s if you have to field your under 18s. You've got massive squads. You've got all these millions and billions of pounds so that you can have a massive squad. Fill the players that haven't got it, and, you know, that don't have to social distance and don't have to.
I just want to ask the question: didn't players used to play before with flu?
Yeah, but the flu
is a different virus now. It's something different.
You have to follow. You have to follow government protocol. The government says you have to do certain things, whether you think it's flu or not. If you don't follow those protocols, you would be fined and you would be in trouble. So they have to follow that. But the protocols should say
the same government that's having parties, right, on Christmas.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. They were saying stuff like, "Oh, don't worry about this video."
But we can party anyway.
We could party, and they were saying that, you know, the video wouldn't get investigated. It was shocking stuff anyway. But let's not go into that.
What was that woman saying? The one that resigned recently? That was crying.
She was saying something about she was having a laugh. Something about don't worry about it. This wouldn't even get looked into and stuff like that. She blew herself.
Absolutely blew herself. They didn't know it was going to come out a year later. What a
yeah. I think somebody wasn't allowed into the party next week.
I'll get you back. I'll save that.
Okay. Yeah. Stealing CIC's recap or not recap or. You know, take it from him. He's lost his stripes there with regards to interrupting you. Take that away from him. Okay,
so maybe what's happening?
You've lost it. You lost privileges.
Did you guys remember your picks for the Champions League winners? Would you guys remember we had a bet at the end of the season? We're going to.
I said Liverpool anyway.
I said PSG.
I said Chelsea.
I can't remember.
That's about not here, Gov. But anyway, I don't know who FM said.
Brentford.
FM said United.
What? I said who?
You said United.
Man United. I think.
No, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I think it's happening the same thing Boris is at.
Maybe Bayern.
Brentford United, City Leeds on Tuesday. Wednesday, Arsenal West Ham.
That's a big game.
Yeah, big game. Brighton Wolves, Burnley Watford, Palace Southampton. Is there any games on Thursday? Yes. Leicester Spurs, Chelsea Everton, Liverpool Newcastle. Lovely job.
Everton, Everton are in big trouble.
Lovely job. And then we go again on Saturday and Sunday. You know,
That's it.
It's amazing. I can't believe they want a winter break as well. I love the Christmas time.
Don't listen.
It's not us that want it. It's what's it called? I mean, I don't even know if it's the players. I think it's just
the foreign managers. It's the foreign managers like Klopp and all those people. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I know everything is crazy.
It's tradition.
Okay, so that concludes the show. Anyone want to say any final things before?
I want to say that what's it called? That once again, as I say in the previous episodes, when we get to the end there, we all four of us are trying our best there to make this show brilliant as we can. But we also make that happen by you subscribers watching our shows, watching our effort there, and also you new viewers. Yes, wonderful that you want to watch us, but you need to watch us and then click on the subscribe button.
Hold on a second. I just want to say one thing at the end of the show. What is this every time when they introduce you? What is this? Are you in a rock and roll band? Used to be part of some bike. What is that?
Don't write
what is that?
It.
What is that?
It's
It looks a bit devilish. It looks a bit devilish. Maybe
don't
he's
worry
scaring the
about
fans
it,
away.
Governor. I'm just saying. Don't let the show overrun there, Gav.
Okay. Yeah, you overran it up there with your speech.
Nah.
Okay.
Subscribers, viewers, like and comment and do all of it.
Cut him off.